solitary ghost in a non-existent crowd. The neon sign is buzzing across the street, a lonely rhythm for a lonely heartbeat. I leave the porch light burning through the night, a tiny beacon in the fading light. I promised I'd stay right here in this place, watching the shadows move across the space. My friends say I'm crazy, living in the past, holding on to a dream that was never built to last. But they don't know the frequency of our song, and they don't know where my spirit belongs. I'm just waiting for you in the indigo blue, with nothing else in the world to do. Waiting for you while the seasons fade, safe inside the memories we made. A vintage loyalty, quiet and deep, a beautiful promise I'm going to keep. The radio plays a whisper of a track, reminding me that you might never come back. I dust off the records and arrange the room, chasing away the suffocating gloom. I wonder if you're looking at the very same moon, humming the words to our favorite tune, or if you've forgotten the analog spark and left me completely alone in the dark. Time is a heavy, invisible weight, but I am a master of the waiting state. I'll sit by the window and watch the rain fall, hoping to hear your familiar call. I'm just waiting for you in the indigo blue, with nothing else in the world to do. Waiting for you while the seasons fade, safe inside the memories we made. A vintage loyalty, quiet and deep, a beautiful promise I'm going to keep. Waiting for you, waiting for you, waiting for
The calendar says 1989, but my mind is stuck on a different timeline. I'm sitting at the diner where we used to eat, watching the strangers walking down the street. I ordered 2 coffees out of habit today, before I remembered that you went away. It's a glitch in the system, a bug in the code, a heavy ghost on a lonely road. My friends tell me clearly that I need to move and find a brand new, comfortable groove, but the tape keeps rewinding to the summer heat, when the analog magic was so complete. I'm still holding on to the faded blue. I'm still holding on to the ghost of you, holding on to a beautiful broken dream, floating backward on a digital stream. I know that the logic says to let it go, but my heart is moving incredibly slow. Faded letters that you softly wrote, they are artifacts of the golden age. Before we turn to a darker page, I hear a certain synthesizer sound, and suddenly you're right back around. A phantom touch on my quiet face, trapped in a loop of time and space. My mind, I'm perfectly happy being left behind. I'm still holding on to the faded blue. I'm still holding on to the ghost of you, holding on to a beautiful broken dream, floating backward on a digital stream. I know that the logic says to let it go, but my heart is moving incredibly slow. Holding on to the yesterday, holding on. Be told. We haven't spoken for an hour or two, just swimming in the deep and velvet blue. The analog clock forgot to tick away, caught inside the beauty of the fading day. The gravity has left this quiet room, replacing all the shadows and the gloom with the frequency of peace I've never known, a secret sanctuary of our own. Floating inches above the heavy
the only place I want to be in. I watch the dust motes dancing in the light before the evening surrenders to the night. Your breathing is a rhythm, steady and deep, a beautiful promise that I'm gonna keep. We don't need a photograph to catch the scene. It's printed on my mind so crystal clear and clean. A vintage snapshot of a pure embrace, hidden in the folds of time and space. Protected safely from the city's harms. We're caught in a moment, frozen in time, a perfect melody, a flawless rhyme. Caught in a moment, soft and profound, floating in ships above the heavy ground. But the outside world continue to spin. This is the only place I want to be in. Caught in a moment, drifting away. Caught in a moment where we will stay. The world can be a heavy, chaotic place, a never-ending, exhausting race. The static is loud on the evening news, a canvas painted in the darkest blues. But then I walk through the front porch door and leave my shadows upon the floor. I look at you standing in the kitchen light, and suddenly everything is perfectly right. It's like a switch in the center of my brain, washing away all the digital rain. A quiet magic that I can't explain, a beautiful remedy for the pain. Every time you smile, the universe slows. A gentle breeze in the meadow blows. Every time you smile, the neon is bright, guiding me safely through the darkest night. I don't need a fortune or an island of gold, I just need that smile when we're growing old. We don't have to speak to communicate. We found a beautiful analog state. You make the complicated puzzle so clear. I lose all my gravity when you are near. The vintage clock on the mantelpiece is ticking the rhythm of my inner peace. You're a masterpiece in a simple frame. I'm so lucky to be calling your name. fortress that is standing tall. A simple curve of your lovely face is enough to save me from outer space. Every time you smile, the universe slows. A gentle breeze in the meadow blows. Every time you smile, the neon is bright, guiding me safely through the darkest night. I don't need a fortune or an island of gold. I just need that smile when we're growing old. When you smile, when you smile, in the love we made.
The coffee shop window is fogged with the cold. I'm reading a story that's already old. I saw you today by the avenue, wearing the jacket I gave to you. I didn't call out, I just let you pass. A ghost in the reflection of the window glass. The pain is a visitor I know too well, a silent resident of this analog hotel. I've packed up the Polaroids, put them away, saving the tears for a rainy day. I'm learning to walk with a limp in my stride, nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. Just another broken heart in a neon town, watching the rain come tumbling down. Another broken heart playing out of tune under the light of a cynical moon. I'll sweep up the pieces and turn off the light and learn how to sleep through the lonely night. The radio DJ's playing a slow jam, reminding me of the fool that I am. I thought we were immune to the rust and the fade, a masterpiece that the universe made. But tapes get degraded and signals get crossed, and sometimes the beautiful things just get lost. I don't hold a grudge, I don't carry the blame, I just have a hard time saying your name. It's a rite of passage, a toll we must pay for loving somebody who couldn't stay. I'll stitch up the wounds with a silver thread and try to forget all the things that you said. Just another broken heart in a neon town, watching the rain come tumbling down. Another broken heart playing out of tune under the light of a cynical moon. I'll sweep up the pieces and turn off the shadows of fate in broken town, a heavy place that always tried to pull us down. We packed the trunk with nothing but our village dreams, and washed our hands inside the digital streams. The white lines pull us forward like a silver thread, erasing all the cynical, dark things we said. The dashboard lights are glowing in a steady green, the absolute finest movie that I've ever seen. We don't need a map to figure out the way. We're leaving the shadows of the yesterday. The engine hums a promise that it's gonna keep a beautiful sanctuary in the velvet deep. We're riding far beyond the analog horizon, watching the heavy neon sun arriving beyond the horizon, where the air is clear, leaving behind the residue of modern fear. Keep your foot upon the pedal, let the tires spin. This is exactly where the future can begin. The synthesizer plays a soaring epic line, a beautiful geometry, a perfect design. We pass the sleeping diners in the empty fields, discovering the magic that the highway yields. The radio is playing an upbeat retro track, and I know that we are never, ever looking back. A vintage escape in a metal and glass machine, the most incredible freedom that has ever been. Let the old world crumble and the empires fall. We're speeding beautifully away from it all. A masterpiece painted in the morning light, emerging safely from the heavy night. We're riding far beyond the analog horizon, watching the heavy neon sun arriving beyond the horizon, where the air is clear, leaving behind the residue of modern fear. Keep your foot upon the pedal, let the tires spin. This is exactly where the future can begin. Beyond the horizon, beyond the horizon, beyond the horizon.
The city is a cage made of silver and glass, watching the heavy cynical hours pass. We're suffocating under the neon lights, playing by the rules of the artificial nights. I got the engine running, waiting by the curb. I don't wanna hear another complicated verb, just Just grab your jacket and leave the keys. Let's surrender ourselves to the midnight breeze. Drop the heavy bags and leave the past. We're heading for a future that is built to last. No destinations printed on a map, just a beautiful vintage analog track. Just run with me tonight into the blue. There is absolutely nothing left for us to do. Run with me tonight, let the shadows fall. We don't need this modern world at all. We'll chase the horizon and the fading light. If you just take my hand and run with me tonight. The synthesizer hums a steady low drone. We're entering a perfectly unknown zone. We'll wash our spirits in the pouring rain and leave behind the residue of pain. No more pretending, no more careful lines, no more reading the artificial signs. We're breaking the matrix, we're cutting the wire, fueling the engine with the vintage fire. Let the sirens wail, let the people stare. We're walking on the electric air, a secret dimension completely our own, where we never have to walk alone. Just run with me tonight into the blue. There is absolutely nothing left for us to do. Run with me tonight, let the shadows fall. We don't need this modern world at all. We'll chase the horizon and the fading light. If you just take my hand and run with me tonight. Follow the spark.
I cleared the attic out the other day and threw the broken heavy things away. The faded jackets and the useless keys, the dusty remnants of the memories. But I found a shoebox full of old cassettes, a heavy collection of the sweet regrets. I wiped the dust and put one in the deck and felt the shivers run along my neck. The people I loved have slowly moved along, but they left their shadows inside of a song. The physical world is prone to decay, but a beautiful melody never fades away. These are the songs that stay with me It's a bittersweet comfort, heavy and deep, a beautiful promise that the magnetic tapes keep. I don't hold a grudge against the passing years. I've made my peace with the invisible tears. I just turn the volume up and close my eyes and travel back under the purple skies. These are the songs that stayed with me, the permanent anchors in a changing sea. The songs that stayed through the dark and light, guiding my spirit through the lonely night. Lovers and friends disappear in the haze, but the music remembers the golden days. Stay with me. My sweet reward. The concrete city is a tiny glowing spark, swallowed completely by the velvet heavy dark. We're standing on the edge of the world tonight, watching the final traces of the artificial light. The ocean meets the sky in a seamless, perfect line, a beautiful geometry, a quiet, grand design. There are no borders and there are no walls, just listening to the way the quiet universe calls. The gravity is a river that continues to flow, with absolutely nowhere else we need to go. I open my hands and I let it release, finding the center of my analog piece. Looking out at the midnight blue horizon, watching the heavy celestial suns arising. The midnight blue horizon, sprawling and deep, a beautiful promise we are going to keep. The entire world is sleeping far below, but we are alive in the ultraviolet glow. The synthesizer plays a heavenly slow chord, a quiet surrender and a sweet reward. We share a look across the empty, quiet space and chase away the cynical modern race. A telepathic wire connecting us to a highway of stars leading straight to you. A vintage sanctuary, timeless and grand, the most beautiful another high. Underneath the glowing, heavy purple sky, I've got my headphones resting gently on my head, forgetting every single cynical thing they said. The city is a jungle, but I've got the magic key, a vintage rhythm playing exclusively for me. The street lamps reflect on the puddles below, bathing my sneakers in the amber glow. I don't need a taxi, I don't need a ride, I've got the music playing softly inside. I've got a pocket full of neon and a retro beat, walking like a king down the empty street. A pocket full of neon shining in the dark, fueling the fire of the analog spark. Let the heavy world sleep in their heavy beds. I've got a million melodies playing in my head. The funky guitar plays a happy, bright hook. I'm ripping the pages from the cynical book. I pass the closed arcades and the sleeping stores. I don't wanna play the modern games anymore. A couple of coins and a plastic cassette, the absolute best night that I've had yet. A pocket of freedom, wild and sweet, making the victory beautifully complete. Let the concrete towers scrape against the blue. My entire empire is built around this groove. Oh, the masterpiece painted in black and gold, a beautiful story that never gets old. I've got a pocket full of neon and a retro beat, walking like a king down the empty street. A pocket full of neon shining in the dark, fueling the fire of the analog spark. Let the heavy world sleep in their heavy beds. I've got a million melodies playing in my head. Pocket of neon. The wind is howling through the empty street, but in this room our quiet shadows meet. The world outside is turning into ice, paying the modern complicated price. I pull the blanket closer to your chin and shut the door before the cold gets in. The neon flickers struggling to glow, but we have a secret that the city doesn't know. The seasons fade and the digital screens go dark, but we are the keepers of the original spark. Through the static and the heavy pouring rain, we're shielding the magic from the pain. We gotta keep this fire alive tonight, burning in the middle of the velvet black. Keep remember the summer of '84 when you first walked through my open door. A tiny flame in a universe of gray that chased all the heavy clouds away. Now time is moving like a rapid stream, but we're still anchoring the same old dream. I'll feed the fire with everything I am, a quiet hero in a quiet hologram. There is absolutely nothing left to fear. The glow is steady and the roots are deep. I'll watch the fire while you fall asleep. We gotta keep this fire alive tonight, burning in the middle of the velvet black. Keep this fire alive, soft and bright, making sure the shadows never pull us back. Hold my hand and watch the embers gleam, safe inside our vintage analog dream. I'm staring at the phone on the empty wall, knowing damn well that you're never gonna call. The clock is striking 2 in the neon glare, and I'm just having conversations with the air. My friends all tell me I should let it die, that I'm just chasing a beautiful lie. But logic doesn't work when the heart's a mess, living in a state of analog distress. I leave the porch light burning through the night, hoping you might wander back into my side. I know it's crazy and I know it's wrong, but I'm still trapped inside our favorite song. I'm playing the fool in a midnight play, waiting for a ghost that has walked away. Playing the fool in the purple rain, learning how to dance with the familiar pain. I'll wear the crown of the lonely king and wait for a bell that will never ring. I bought 2 tickets to the picture show, even though I knew that I would go alone. I sit there watching the flickering screen, imagining you walking right into the scene. It's a bittersweet kind of tragedy, a black and white film of my memory. I'm holding on to ashes of a burning flame, whispering the syllables of your name. They say that time is gonna cure the blind, but I don't wanna leave the past behind. If being smart means letting you go, then I'll be the biggest fool you know. I'm playing the fool in a midnight play, waiting for a ghost that has walked away. Playing the fool in the purple rain, learning how to dance with the familiar pain. I'll wear the crown of the lonely king and wait for a bell that will never ring. Playing the fool, playing the fool, every single night.
The analog clock says it's time to go, but the rhythm of my heart is beating so slow. You're looking for your keys upon the wooden stand. I wanna reach across and take your hand. The city's quiet and the streets are bare. There's a heavy sweet perfume hanging in the air. Don't let the magic of the evening fade. Let's hide inside the sanctuary we made. The morning light is still a million miles away. We have a little more time to safely play. Let the world outside keep on turning around while we get lost in this beautiful sound. Stay a little longer, don't walk out the door. I've never wanted any moment more. Stay a little longer in the purple haze, lost inside this wonderful quiet maze. Just put the jacket down and turn the key, and spend another analog hour with me. The synthesizer hums a steady low note. I swallow the words that are caught in my throat. You look at me with that gentle, soft smile, knowing we could pause the universe a while. We'll let the cassette tape run to the end. My beautiful lover, my closest friend. There's no rush to return to the grave. Wash the responsibilities away. The outside world is a complicated machine, but here we are, a perfectly painted scene. Let's freeze the frame, let's hold the line, intertwining your lovely fingers in mine. Stay a little longer, don't walk out the door. I've never wanted any moment more. Stay a little longer in the purple haze, lost inside this wonderful
high, watching the seasons and the people go by. I was a master of the quiet retreat, living alone on a digital street. I thought my analog heart was asleep, with no more promises left here to keep. But then you smiled in the neon glow and changed the direction the rivers flow. The logic boards are all breaking down in the center of the sleepy town. I'm dropping the shield in the heavy disguise, lost in the gravity of your eyes. I wasn't ready for a love like this. I wasn't ready for the midnight kiss. I wasn't ready, but I'm letting it start. A beautiful glitch in a quiet heart. Take my hand and lead me through the gray. I wasn't ready, but I want you to stay. To calculate every move, staying inside of a comfortable groove. But you're a wild and a beautiful song, proving my cynical theories wrong. I'm stumbling over the words that I say, watching my carefully built armor decay. It's terrifying, but it feels so right, stepping into the warmth of the light. I didn't pack for this kind of a trip. I'm feeling the ground underneath me slip, but I don't care if I'm falling fast, because I'm hoping this feeling will last. I wasn't ready for a love like this. I wasn't ready for the midnight kiss. I wasn't ready, but I'm letting it start. A beautiful glitch in a quiet heart. Take my hand and lead me through the gray. I wasn't ready, but I want you to stay. Wasn't ready, but I'm falling now. Wasn't ready. I learned somehow. The mirror ball is slowing to a gentle stop. The colored lights begin to softly drop. The wooden floor is empty, smooth and bare, except for you and me just gliding there. We've rolled around the circle all night long, listening to the fading vintage song. I feel your fingers slipping from my hand, a quiet shifting in the analog sand. The PA system crackles with a heavy sigh, telling us it's almost time to say goodbye. But I wanna keep this motion going on until the breaking of the neon dawn. Please don't skate away into the purple haze. gentle, quiet, please. Let's make another circle in the dark and keep the embers of this roller spark. The neon wheels humming on the wood. I'll freeze this perfect picture if I could. You're looking over with a bittersweet smile, knowing we can only stay a little while. The exit sign is glowing, glowing bright red, a heavy reminder of the things unsaid. I wanna pull you close and hold the line and make this fleeting, beautiful moment mine. Trapped inside the ultraviolet rays. Don't unlace the boots, don't walk out the door. I've never wanted any feeling more. Please don't skate away into the purple haze. Don't leave me stranded in these golden days. Don't skate away and leave the floor to freeze. I'm begging you with a gentle, quiet please. Let's make another circle in the dark and keep the embers of this roller spark. Don't skate away. Don't skate away. Don't skate away till the night is gone. The concrete towers are scraping the sky, watching the millions of strangers walk by. A grid of silver and a grid of glass, watching the cynical, heavy hours pass. I used to think this city was a lonely machine, the coldest movie that I'd ever seen. But then you met me on the avenue and painted the skyscrapers in velvet blue. The traffic is humming a sweet lullaby under the heavy illuminated sky. The neon is buzzing, the frequencies are right where the only two awake in the night. Caught in the beauty of the metropolis glow, watching the heavy city rivers flow. The metropolis glow, shining on you, washing away all the residual blue. We found a garden in the steel and the wire, burning with a vintage quiet fire. The muted trumpet plays a classy slow line, untangling the knots along my spine. We're walking past the diners and the closed arcades, lost inside the beautiful twilight shades. You point at the skyline and give me a smile. I know that I'm staying for a very long while. The modern world shouts, but we only sigh, a beautiful truth that money can't buy. Watching the heavy city rivers flow, the metropolis glow, shining on you, washing away all the residual blue. We found a garden in the steel and the wire, burning with a vintage quiet fire. Metropolis glow, metropolis glow, making it complete. The living room is completely swallowed in dark, except for the amber electronic spark. I walk to the corner and I kneel on the floor. I don't want to listen to the silence anymore. The amplifier sits like a monument of steel, waiting for my analog spirit to feel. I place my fingers on the cold aluminum wheel, a beautiful magic that is incredibly real. It isn't a touch screen, it isn't a swipe, it's a physical connection of the vintage type. The heavy resistance, the mechanical click, a beautifully simple and a magical trick. I'm turning the silver dial tonight, bathing the room in a forgiving light. Turning the silver dial, slow and deep. A beautiful promise I am going to keep. I'm tuning the world to a perfect degree, a beautiful symphony just for you and me. The saxophone whispers a sophisticated line, untangling the heavy knots along my spine. The frequency meter bounces to the beat, making the midnight totally complete. I don't need a million infinite choices to make, I just need a single beautiful path to take. The static clears and the jazz begins to play, washing the cynical modern gray away. Let the modern world rush in their digital maze. I'm perfectly lost in the analog days, a masterpiece built out of metal and glass, watching the beautiful heavy hours pass. I'm turning the silver dial tonight, bathing the room in a forgiving light. Turning the silver dial, slow and deep. A beautiful promise I am going to just you and me against the night. Everything is beautifully right. You and me, a vintage kind of love, guided by the satellites above. No matter where the crazy world may go, you're the only home I'll ever know. We don't need a crowd to validate the beauty of this analog state. Just a mixtape and a quiet drive, feeling like we're finally alive. I watch you smiling in the dashboard light, a perfect vision in the black of night. We'll take the highway to the very end, my lover and my very closest friend. We are a circle that they cannot break, a solid promise that will never fade. Through the static and the fading screen, we're the strongest love they've ever seen. It's just you and me against the night. Everything is beautifully right. Oh, you and me, a vintage kind of love, guided by the satellites above. No matter where the crazy world may go, you're the only home I'll ever know. You and me, forever true. Just you and me in the neon blue. The water is as smooth as a heavy pane of glass, watching the cynical modern hours pass. I'm standing on the bridge in the middle of the dark, protecting the core of the analog spark. The skyscrapers look like mountains of gold, a beautiful story that never gets old. They're painted perfectly on the surface below, bathing the night in an amber glow. The ripples are quiet, the wind is asleep. I have a beautiful appointment to keep with the ghosts of the past and the hopes of the new, lost in the shades of the indigo blue. I'm staring at the velvet reflections tonight, making the broken pieces perfectly right. Velvet reflections, flawless and clean, the most incredible mirror that I've ever seen. The world might be chaotic and heavy above, but down in the water, it's nothing but love. The synthesizer hums a happy slow track, and I know there is absolutely no going bright silver lake. But the water settles and the picture returns, a beautiful fire that continues to burn, a vintage devotion perfectly clear. I have everything that I need right here. Let the concrete towers scrape against the sky. I'm perfectly grounded, I don't need to fly. A pocket of freedom, wild and sweet, making the victory beautifully complete. I'm staring at the velvet reflections tonight, making the broken pieces perfectly right. Velvet reflections, flawless and clean, the most incredible mirror that I've ever seen. The world might be chaotic and heavy above, but down in the water, it's nothing but love. Velvet reflections, velvet reflections, watching them glow. The clouds are gathering in the evening sky. I hear the wind let out a heavy sigh. You're looking nervously out at the street, waiting for the shadows and the rain to meet. You've got a history of fighting alone, turning your beautiful heart into stone. But the rules are different in this neon age. We're writing a completely different page. I'm not a ghost who's gonna fade away with the first light of the breaking day. I'm a steady signal on the radio dial, here to protect your beautiful smile. I'm right here beside you, whatever may come, marching to the beat of a steady drum. Right here beside you, in the pouring rain, ready to share the quiet and the pain. You don't have to carry the weight of the blue. I'm standing right here beside you. We'll drive the car into the heavy storm, the analog heater keeping us warm, the dashboard glowing in a soft green hue, illuminating the beauty of you. Let the thunder crash and the lightning fall. We've built a fortress with a heavy wall, a sanctuary where the world can't reach, a quiet haven on a midnight beach. the world, everything we were, spinning in a swirl, bittersweet and electric, lost in the cold, down this lonely neon lit road. Is this eternity or a ghost of the past? A neon dream that was never meant to last. Hold on to the frequency, don't let it fade. In this 80s love that we both made, is this eternity? Forever in the blue, lost in the signal, just me and you. Neon eternity.
I was never a poet with a silver tongue. The beautiful verses were never sung. I stumble and stutter when I try to speak, playing a game of analog hide and seek. You tell me your stories from the modern age, and I'm just a quiet reader on the page. I wanna confess the things I really feel, but the logic circuits are entirely real. I trace the rim of my coffee cup, terrified to actually look right up. The static is loud in my nervous mind, leaving the beautiful sentences behind. Listen to the words I never say, listen to the shadows in the gray. The words I never say are in my eyes, underneath the pastel painted skies. I'm writing a novel with a quiet touch, hoping that you understand it very much. The synthesizer hums a delicate tune under the glow of a pastel moon. I'll pull your jacket when the wind is cold, a quiet story that is growing old. I'll leave the porch light burning through the night to guide you safely into the amber light. These are the syllables I safely choose, my favorite remedy for the purple blues. Don't look for dramatic, cinematic speech. The absolute truth is safely within reach.